Well, good morning. I have finally done it. Finally sat here, hit record after weeks of agonizing. Excuse me. No matter how prepared you get, I got a little nervous. So, sitting here drinking water by the gallon because it just keeps getting caught in my throat. But nonetheless, I'm here and I'm ready to do this abomination train wreck of a first video. I'm hoping it won't be that bad. I just get a little crowd nervous, a little stage fright. It's like no one's watching, but it's kind of like everybody's watching at the same time. So, my name is Apollo. I am here to kind of give an introduction, introduce myself, and yeah, just kind of give you an idea of what I plan on doing with this new adventure that I'm starting. I've kind of teased it on Twitter, I've said it on Facebook a few times, and if you don't know, follow me on Twitter and Facebook at here we go. Yeah, at Apollo02110. Not too fancy, not too big. You can find me on Facebook if you want, I guess. It's just Michael Prochnow. That's me, Apollo. Um, yeah, so some of you are gonna wonder, well, what's this channel going to be about? And honestly, I really couldn't tell you exactly. I know what I want it to be. I don't know exactly what it's going to turn into. It's going to be more of a work in progress. And we're going to see what it turns into. So, a little bit of backstory. Um, when I was a kid, 10, 11, 12, somewhere in there, I was drawing all the time. I loved art. I liked creating things. I liked. Whoops, wrong button. Um, there we go. And I was actually not horrible at it, but I was never really great. I was never really, you know, spectacular at any one thing. So I never really went anywhere other than a little hobby. I like to read, I like to write, I like to do stuff like that. Now, the problem when I write is I'm not much of a writer. I'm horrible with grammar, I'm terrible at spelling. My sentence structures are off, and even when I have someone, that's there and can actually help and tell me the things that I'm doing wrong, then I still don't get it right. So, what you see here is a program that I discovered called Blender. Now, the story behind this is actually there's actually a story behind this. So, as most of you know, some of you will understand, as you get older, as you get lifed to death, your hobbies, the things that you like doing, oftentimes take, well, a back seat. You got bills to pay, you got jobs to do, you got people that always want to hang out, people that always want to do stuff, and then you have kids, and then that takes up every bit of time that you have. So life happens. So even if you want to be an artist, if you want to be a writer, it really gets difficult to do that. I personally, I don't know about all of you, but I work 10 hours a day, 5 days a week right now. And then I have two kids. One of them's two, one of them's one, and then I have a 9-year-old. So I don't get a whole lot of time to sit down and draw or read or write. It's pretty much if you're working, then if you're not working rather, then you're playing with the kids or you're cleaning, you're feeding. Most recently I haven't been able to practice. Oh, excuse me. I haven't been able to really practice Blender as much as I want to, and I was really hoping to have a cool video ready for you guys, but there's been a lot of stuff happening in the last 2 weeks. My kids got sick, they passed it back and forth, so that led to no sleep, and then if you're a working parent, you really get it, and you understand that when you're running on no sleep and sick kids, it gets really hard to prioritize a hobby, and that's what this is for me, is more of a hobby. I'm not here to, be rich and famous on YouTube or nothing. It's a hobby. and I'll explain that a little bit later too. So backtracking just a little bit. Um, oh yeah. I had this whole list in front of me where I was gonna be all really professional and I was gonna do everything one at a time, but a little bit of social anxiety and a lot of nerves, and then I'll rant and rant and rant. But what happened is I got into a really bad place in life with me and my fiance, kids, and work, and it got to be it got to be a lot of trap, like drowning. It was drowning. That's exactly what it felt like. I had all this, pressure. Gotta pay the bills. My grandpa was sick. He wasn't doing good, so we helping him out, making sure the bills were paid, making sure we could save some money for a place to go. And then one thing after another just kept going wrong. Nothing really ever went right the way it was supposed to. It just kept going wrong and wrong and wrong and wrong and wrong. So it just really got depressing trying to live this life, and I just kept feeling that this is never what life was supposed to be. This is not how it was supposed to go. I had all these grand plans. I was going to do this and that, and nothing just went right. And so it got to the point. Whoops. Don't know what I just did there. Huh. I'm still learning Blender. Okay, yes. So back to where I was. So I got really depressed, and it was really bad. I went to some bad places. I went to some dark corners of my mind where it was like, well, this is all life's ever going to be, is one train wreck failure after another. I really didn't want my kids growing up the way I did. I wanted them to be able to be happy and have fun and be kids, not worry about, food and money and clothes and what's what and what's happening with where. And, it's just not something that I wanted them to have to worry about, and that's what it was turning into. It was going to be just my childhood all over again, and that's not cool. That's not what the plan was. Oh, that's kind of cool. There, I guess. I'm just screwing around right now because fidgeting while I talk. So what happened is during this little depression, um, I kind of seen this video. Okay, I'm gonna go down here now. Right, oh, no, right here. I seen these guys are amazing. If you've never heard of Neebs Gaming, highly recommend googling them. They have great. The Doralius and Associates is one of my favorite shows. They have Battlefield Friends. They have a whole bunch of cartoons, a whole bunch of animation, a whole bunch of things that you can watch. They got a lot of gaming videos, a lot of other things. But this video came out. I could tell you when too. Just come down here, and it came out in 2016. But I didn't see this video until 2018, early last year, February or March or something like that. And this kind of hit me right here. I'm gonna play this just a little clip, and hopefully they don't get upset with me because I don't want my idols mad at me. But I'm gonna play this clip because this is what clicked in my head. All right.
He talked me out of going to film.
I know
Full Sail.
I think I've heard you talk a few people out of going.
It's super expensive now.
Especially now.
I'm not a big fan of debt.
I feel like all the things you learn there, you can learn yourself.
That's the thing. The internet exists nowadays.
Yeah,
Yep.
So you just go and get a lynda.com account, and you have access to so many tutorials on whatever program you can fucking imagine.
Yeah. So you film school, and then you got out and started making stuff and started working on the bigger features here.
Yeah.
And
So I went to film school, and then you realize how hard it is to get a job.
Yeah.
So I'm going to screen gyms. I'm just trying to get in the door. It's hard to even get in the door.
because they don't care about film school, do they?
Nope.
Yeah, you got to know somebody to get in the door.
You got a degree.
Yeah.
Oh, that's congratulations. Well, come on in.
Dumbass. That's how this industry works. Like pieces of paper
You
don't
got
matter.
to know somebody.
You either got to know.
So that clip right there, that right there. There's another one in here somewhere, and I can't really find it. I wasn't really prepared. I found it once, and then I lost it, and then I have a very limited window to record, so I got like 20 more minutes before I have to be done. And so that right there, it woke me up a little bit. It kind of was like, well, damn, you got these guys that went to film school. Oh, whoops, wrong button. No, you don't want to see that. That's the recording. But they went to the film school, and they did all this stuff, and they still didn't just magically get jobs. They didn't magically, do the things that they loved. It was a nightmare for them too. They went through the hard times. They thought they had this big plan, and then it just didn't really go for them. But the part The part that stuck with me the most, and the part that kept me awake for 3 days, I was distracted for 3 days with it. It just kept going over and over and over in my head. Was when they say in there something to the effect of, I think it was Doraleous or Abstro. It was one of the two. They said that you could learn everything that you're going to learn in school on the internet, on YouTube, for free. And I was like, wow. And that stuck with me over and over again because it's true. What do I do? What does anyone do when you can't when you want to learn how to do something? Like the other day, a while ago, me and my fiance, we wanted to learn how to make fried rice, chicken fried rice. So what did we do? It's kind of a neat little space proby looking thing. Maybe an alien. Oh, you know what this reminds me of? I'm just messing around in the sculpting feature, but this kind of little bit reminds me of the things on Fallout 3, the Enclave probes, the propaganda machines. That's kind of what that looks like. A little bit, not really. But anyway, I get sidetracked way too easy. But what was I thinking? Oh yeah, that. So that kept me awake. I heard that over and over again in my head, and it was true. Whenever I don't know how to do something, I go to YouTube, and it's like how to, whoops, how five, how to see right here. Use grease pencil. How to make animation. So the very first thing I did, I got home from work, and that's what I typed in: how to make animations. And this is what popped up. So the first one that I did was this. This is the first one that I watched right here. Amazing little video, by the way. I loved it. And when I started doing a little bit more digging and started doing more how-to stuff, this is the guy that popped up right here. Andrew Price, the Blender Guru. So if you've ever been familiar with Blender, this is the kind of starting point for most people in this program is the donut scene. And I've watched all of his videos over and over again for a year. I didn't really have any money to buy a new computer. My computer was an i3. It really didn't process very well, and it's an i3 full of garbage and years worth of neglect, so it was just not really worth saving. And now I have an 8th gen i5 with lots of fun stuff in it. So I got a really powerful computer now that's more than capable of running the program. And then so yeah, I started playing around with the program. I've only had the access to this program for about a week total, and in that week I've put on maybe an hour, just because it's really hard. Like I said, we've had a lot of trouble at my house. We've had the sick kids, and my grandpa wasn't doing too good, and he's not with us no more. So it's been a lot of I haven't really had time to get into it and actually learn it, which is originally when I planned this video, I had, I was going to sit here and do something really cool for you, and get all the audience's attention. And, you know, it just didn't work. I've had no time to do it. And I've already teased, I already put out that I was going to release videos today. I was going to do it. And I really didn't want to retract it, be like, oh, yeah, feel sorry for me because things happened and I can't do what I said I was going to do. So I just decided to sit down, hit record. I got like a mini script, there's different plot points that I wanted to hit, different things I wanted to go about. I have no idea how I'm going to try to keep the video relatively short, but it's kind of you can only talk about random things while I screw around on Blender for so long. Although this is going to turn out to be like some really cool. I could probably turn this into like an alien probe. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see. What if I do this? No, can't do that. Can't do that. Oh, anyway, I'll get sidetracked. My bad. So I googled it. I started learning Blender, and the Neebs gaming crew really inspired me to kind of go back to when I was, a teenager, and I had these big dreams about making cartoons and making anime, and I wanted to be in the movie industry. I wanted to make my ideas a reality. I wanted people to watch my movies. My big thing is I really got tired. Even in 2010, 2011, when I was 11 years old. Well, I mean 2001, 2002, 2010. No. 2001 too. Everything was remakes. Everything's in today's society. Everything's about remakes and reboots, and it's I'm getting bored with media because, like, aside from a few things here and there, most everything is either remade, rebooted, or based off of, and it gets boring. I mean, you see, some of you know about this mess that's going on with the Marvel series now. I was a huge Marvel fan, and it's just mediocrity, and pandering. Oh my God, the pandering has got to stop in the gaming industry, the media industry, the movie industry, everything, just in general. It's got to stop. I mean, I don't want to get into it. I don't want this to be a political channel. It's not going to be a political channel. I promise you. Sorry, drinking my water. So I'm not going to be political. Ooh, no. All right, yeah. See, I got. All right, 5 more minutes. All right, 5 more minutes. So I had this idea that I wanted to create a YouTube channel to help me learn the things and skills that I need to learn to make my own animations, my own cartoons, my own films, my own short stories, my own miniseries. So I could very easily just sit on my computer after work and play with Blender and, keep doing stuff and watching my videos and eventually someday maybe put out content. Or I had this really cool idea where I could kind of do videos every week or every couple days, well, maybe 1, 2 videos a week, and just kind of show my progress as I go. Because a lot of these videos you see on YouTube, like from Andrew Price, the almighty, all powerful Blender guru here, these guys, a lot of them, they know what they're doing. They do. They're good at it. Yeah, see, if you just type in Blender, this is the first thing that pops up for me. I think that might have been exactly how I found the Blender guru right here. But all these things pop up, and it's like, well, this is the stuff that I want to learn. Like, I want to learn this. This is what I want to do. Even if it's just a hobby, this would be really cool. And so I started learning, and I'm going to do the videos and kind of walk along my path of learning it rather than someone who's already mastered it or someone who already knows what they're doing. So that way, as I make mistakes, I'm going to use the comment section below. If you are going to give advice, or if you want to, tell me what I'm doing wrong, if you want to call me an idiot, tell me I sound stupid, whatever. You can't say I look stupid unless you've just seen my Facebook post. So if you want to say I look stupid, go for it. But at the end of the day, what I want to do is kind of use this as a tool to help me learn. So that way, when everything's said and done, it's a lot easier to have someone in the comments saying, "Hey, at 3:23, when you did this and you where's smooth? There it is. I don't know my hotkeys yet. That's another thing I really wanted to learn before I did this, but just didn't work out that way. But anyway, so that it's a lot easier for someone who's learning the program or someone who's interested to kind of see where I screw up, and they can go in the comment section and see someone who maybe knows a better way or can give some guidance on it, rather than, I mean, there's forums out there, there's different ways to do that, but again, when you're just opening the program for the first time, here, watch. When you open Blender for the first time, this is what you get. This is what you see right here. And if you watch the tutorial, the Blender Guru, you can kind of you know what you're doing a little bit. I mean, again, I highly recommend going to watch them. But they also say that the best way to learn Blender is just kind of do it. Just go out there, pick up your object, move it around, change it, and just kind of get a feel for it on your own. But so as I go, whatever mistakes I make and however I learn how to fix them, you're going to be able to follow along. You're going to be able to see it. And I'm hoping I can build up enough interest and community that when I do finally launch the next phase, and phase 2 is going to be after I learn everything, is going to be 2D animation using the grease pencil maybe. I don't know. I want to do some simple animations. Simple. I want to learn how to do the animations and the editing and all that, don't know. Again, I spent my whole life working. I don't know anything about most of it. So stay along. If you're interested, hit the shut up, Zero. Zero. If you're interested, sorry, my dog's barking. Go out there. He hears something he wants to say hi to. But hit the like button if you like this idea. Comment, subscribe if you want to follow along. And I guess I'll see you on the next chapter, the next idea. Till next time, I am Apollo.